Flight crew, what up? What up? What up? Welcome to another flight. Welcome to another stream. I'm your host. I am your captain, Phoenix Black Knight. Welcome, everybody. Welcome aboard. I know we're starting early today. The reason why is because this flight that we're going to is it's actually a long one. So the earlier we start, the better it is for me. Since it's it's Tuesday. Excuse me, it's Monday, and it's a work day for me, unfortunately. So we're starting the stream a little early. So everybody who usually gets on at 5, I apologize that you're gonna get in probably midway through the flight. I do apologize, but the good thing about this is you can go back and watch the beginning. But unfortunately, this flight's a little long, but we'll get through it, flight crew. We'll get through it. Once again, second flight with the camera. Hopefully, camera's working. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do the wave test real quick, flight crew, just to make sure we are working. Make sure I can see us moving. I see us bobbing a little bit, and there's the head shake with a little delay right there, but. All right, flight crew, it is Monday, which means we are live flying the Microsoft Flight Simulator on the Xbox S. And outside, flight crew, bad weather today, you can already see. We'll go over the flight briefing so you know what's going on and everything. But we are in Norfolk, Virginia. Did us dirty when we flew in, flight crew. Did you see the last video? Every time the wind blows from the nose of the from the tail of the plane to the nose of the plane, whenever we land with the wind, Xbox does that every time. It just throws your nose down to the ground. I have no idea why. I've been watching some other streamers, and they're actually having some problems with it too. I don't know if it's a whole thing, but other streamers are when they flare, their planes actually pulling up and going straight up. So I'm not saying we're on that level, but I'm just saying it's something going on. So hopefully it's fixed here. So expect something. As always, every time we fly, expect something with the Xbox that something won't load properly or whatever, flight crew. It's always something like that, right? Always. So, without further ado, flight crew, once again, the meet and greet, we had that last flight. We went from Jacksonville, Florida, back up to Norfolk. Back up to Virginia anyway. The first time in Norfolk, we had a bad landing. The nose pulled us down. Don't know why. We're going to skip over it. I think I know what the problem was. This is what it is, flight crew. Usually, when you land, the ideal is you want to land it with the wind blowing against you. When I created the flight plan, I created it early in the morning, so the winds could have shifted, basically, could have changed, and the flight plan that I have could have been old, and we should have came up and down, back the other way on the runway against the wind instead of trying to land with the wind. So I'm chalking that up to us as in Captain Air. So I'm not going to hold that strike against the Xbox S, even though I hold a lot against it. Not this time, but we're going to tweak that up to user error if I'm not getting an updated version of our flight plan with the most current time and everything. So I'll chalk that up to us, flight crew. I will chalk that up to us and to me, the pilot. So we won't do that again. Every time we fly going forward, we'll make sure our flight plan is current and up to the current time. That way we know the current weather. That way we're not fighting like we had last stream. We won't have that nose because we'll be going with the weather because of the current flight stream. So with that, flight crew, let's get into it. Let's get into our sim briefing and see what we got going on today, shall we? Let's see what we got going on. We got cords everywhere. All right, got the tablet pulled up, the electronic bag, as some people would like to say. Electronic bags. Right now, we're Allegiant, flight crew. We are Allegiant. That's right. I said it. We're flying it. We're in it. Allegiant Airlines. Right there. Look at that livery. That looks just like Allegiant. Looks just like Allegiant. Some weird thing, Allegiant doesn't like their call sign on Xbox S. I put in, you know how we put in like Delta, Southwest, JetBlue, things like that. You put in Allegiant, won't accept it, won't take it. I don't know why. Excuse me 1 second, flight crew. One weird reason, my phone is vibrating nonstop. I just got to make sure it does not work. And it is not work. Okay. It does not work. All right, flight crew, apologize for that. Just making sure it wasn't, wasn't an emergency or anything like that. Okay, so when you go into create your flight plan and like what's your call sign, you usually put Delta 6242. You heard me say that a lot, and it takes Delta and saves it, and it puts it in the ATC, so they say it. They don't like Allegiant. I put in Allegiant so many times, blocks it out. Won't take Allegiant. Don't know why. I don't know if anybody else has that problem. Anybody else on Xbox S, try putting in Allegiant in the ATC where they call your name and see if it takes for you. Maybe it's something on my end, maybe not. But so we're flying Allegiant, but we can't use Allegiant's name, so we're actually going to go Wheels Up. That's the aviation we're going to go with. Wheels Up is what we're going to go with since we can't go with yeah, since we can't go with Allegiant, we're gonna go with wheels up. I didn't want to go with Delta or Southwest. That would just confuse me. So anyway, to keep it unconfusing for myself, we are gonna go Allegiant. I mean, since we are Allegiant, we're gonna go wheels up. So AT season is just gonna call us wheels up, and then to make up for it, we are gonna use Allegiant's real number sign. So their real flight number is 2898. So we're gonna use that flight crew since we can't type in Allegiant. So we are Allegiant. Hashtag wheels up. Flight number is going to be 2898. That's our flight number. 2898 is our flight call sign. Allegiant or wheels up. 2898 is going to be our call sign. We're taking out of Norfolk, Virginia. We're going to go into Boston. That's right, Boston, Massachusetts. We're going into Boston default airport. They do have a version of the Xbox to buy. I'm debating about buying it because I don't fly to Boston that much from where I'm located in Phoenix. You know, it's just a long flight. So I wouldn't do any ops around there, but I gotta show love to Boston. I like Boston. I'm on the fence about it. So default airport flight crew. We're in the Airbus 320. I showed you the delivery. We'll show you it again. It is August 14th, 2023. Departure time is going to be 1800 hours, which is 6 o'clock. Arrival time is actually, what do they got going on? Something's weird on the arrival time. We're going to skip over that. Airtime they gave us is that's not right either. All right, this is all not matching up with what we have on the Xbox. The Xbox says our flight time is an hour and 41 minutes, flight crew. SimBrief says it's only an hour and 13 minutes. So I don't understand the discrepancy there. The block time SimBrief gave us is an hour and 41 minutes, which Xbox is saying it should take us to do the flight. And Xbox usually says about the airtime that SimBrief. So SimBrief says an hour and 13 minutes. Usually the Xbox, when you set up the flight plan, says hour and 13 minutes. It usually matches up with SimBrief there. But the fact that it's saying an hour and 41 minutes on the actual flight plan on Xbox, on SimBrief is saying an hour and 13 minutes. Interesting with this being the same flight plan. So we'll see which one we get, flight crew. So cruising altitude is going to be 35,000 feet. Cost index is going to be 24. That's going to be pretty. 24. Distance we're flying is 506 nautical miles. Wind is going to be at 48 knots. Passengers on today's flight is 172 passengers on today's flight. Bulk fuel for the flight, 16,252 pounds. Cargo, 9,460 pounds. And the total payload, 39,560 pounds is our payload. Right now, we're wheels down in Norfolk, like I mentioned, in Virginia. When we go take off, we're going to take off a runway 23. With the transition of school, SCHOOL. That's the transition. And when we go into Boston, they want us wheels down on runway 22 left. That is an ILS runway. So ILS runway 22 left with the transition of Roebuck. ROBUC. Roebuck is going to be the transition down into Boston, Massachusetts, flight crew. All right, let's put that back over there. Let's go ahead and tell you the weather. You can kind of see it a little bit here in Norfolk. We're actually looking right now at 85 degrees and rainy. Right now, as you guys see, it is definitely cloudy. I don't think it's got any rain yet. At least on live weather, we don't have rain. So no rain yet, but we'll keep an eye on that. And that is for takeoff. When we go down into Boston, we're looking at 82 degrees in Boston with partly sunny. So it doesn't say any rain or anything like that going into Boston, Massachusetts, anything like that. So with that being said, flight crew, you guys have been briefed. I've been briefed. Let's go ahead and get this plane ready for passengers, shall we? Let's go up to the AI co-pilot, make sure they are turned off. They are perfect. Let's go back over here. Let's go. We should have the tablet in the 320. We do. Let's go ahead and get the ground crew. Let's get our GPU connected. Let's get the cones around the plane, and let's get this air conditioner connected to the plane. Let's turn the lights on. Lights are on. Let's go ahead and get the jetway coming our way now. Here comes, where's JD? There's JD right there. Perfect jetway. Let's open up that main cabin door for him. Maybe. It'll open. Well, it's not going to go green for us. Alright. Don't know why that's... Well, hang on, JD. Back up. Let's figure out what's going on here with this door. Why would it not open for us? Why are we not highlighting green? There it is. Now I'll bring JD back. Come back, JD. Apparently we got to go that order. Main cabin doors now open. All right, flight crew. That was. It's always something, right? Always something. All right, boarding process have now started. Let's pan the camera back over here. Display from the right. Actually, let's go over here first. Seatbelt sign comes on. Smoking sign comes on. dome light comes on. Perfect, everything stays there. Let's go down here. Front displays right to the left, starting on the right. Let's get that bright so we can see what we're doing. And then our yellow or orange indicator, depending on what color you want to call it, let's put that bright as well. And then from the left right here, let's get that panel up and right. There we go. Down here, floodlights. It's 1800 hour flight. We'll be okay. But we are always light up this middle console, and then as always, come up here. Terrain comes on, flight directory comes on, informational map stays on ARC. Our nautical range stays at 10 until we get above 10,000 feet. We will leave the speed in the managed position. We're also going to leave the heading in the managed position as well. We'll get our altitude here in a little bit, and we'll leave our climbing and climb and descend speed. We'll leave that in the managed position as well. This is all the FMC. Let's go ahead and turn all these button knobs up and bright so we can see what we're doing. Alright, flight crew, plane is set up the way I like it, the way you like it as well. Let's go outside and do some plane spotting and see what the ground crew is up to. Ground crew's not even by us, so we're gonna have to load them up. So let's go here and let's just hit this real quick. This is for catering services. Catering services right there. Perfect. Let's get the ATC on the line. Ground services, Norfolk ground, and then let's get the baggage services going. Let's go ahead and hit the AI co-pilot. Let's get them turned on at this time. Perfect. And then let's get rid of this ATC, and our drone view is only going to give us right there, flight crew. Looks like there's our ground services preparing. Here comes our catering service. And around, see what we got. ATL. Looks like we got a Delta 2191 coming in from Atlanta. Look at that landing. Very nice. Is that the only thing we got going on right now? Is that the only flight active? That is the only active flight right now. Looks like we got United Airlines either took off. No, coming in from Chicago O'Hare. Nice. Look at that Allegiant livery. I have flown Allegiant. I would say I've flown Allegiant a couple times, and more than a couple, but easily like a handful of times. On the fence, I've had bad experience and good experience. Not enough one to outweigh the other. Not enough, no. There's really nothing going on at this airport, man. We gotta start flying in the bigger airports, flight crew. We gotta go to the bigger international ones. There's nothing going on in these little guys. Boston's gotta be popping, right? It's Boston International, you would think. Just with the generics themselves would be at least going crazy. Was that guy ready to take off? Oh, flight crew. Catering services is done. Looks like baggage services is done and wrapping up as well. So let's jump back inside the plane real quick. Let's go back to our electronic bag. Let's hit the home. Oh, there's the rain, flight crew. Can you see it? Here it comes. There's the droplets. Nice. It's going to be a fun departure. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to turn on the APU real quick. So let's go to the settings. Here is the APU. Let's hit that. Perfect. APU is going to be turned on. Slide over in the middle. Look up. Let's hit that APU bleed. Let's get that going. Nav and logo light can come on this time. And our beacon light can come on at this time. Seatbelt sign stays on. No smoking sign comes on. Our dome light is on as well. Alright, APU's coming up. Let's go back to the home services here real quick. Actually, gotta get closer. There we go. Hit the home setting on this. Maybe this is the worst part. Okay, let's go to... not that one. We want to go to the ground services. Sorry, guys. Right here. Hit the ground services. There we go. Put the cones back on because we're not done yet. Get the GPU still connected even though the APU's on. Let's get our passengers illuminated and animated as well. There they are. All right. Now let's slide over here to the middle because we're going to turn on the AI. He's going to contact tower and get our clearance and our altitude of where we're going to be climbing up to. So let's hit back. There we go. AI is talking to the tower saying what we should take off to. Alright, flight crew, they want us up at 8,000 feet. 8,000 feet is what they want us up. I didn't hear the frequency. AI is going to repeat it back to us real quick, though. Let me go here so you can see. There you go. 125.200. There we go. 125.200 is our departure frequency. There we go. 125.200 is our departure frequency. Let's go back to the captain's seat, to the captain's view. We got that. We already know our ground services are done. Let's clean our plane, get ready for pushback. So let's come back over here to the electronic bag. Let's get our GPU disconnected from the plane, and let's get our cones disconnected from the plane. Air conditioner, you're gone as well. Main cabin door, let's shut that. That is shut. Let's get rid of JD. Let's see, we'll see him in Boston. Right? JD, we're in Boston. All right, JD, thanks for not calling in sick today, buddy. All right, let's hit this home button. I want to go ahead and hit the settings so we get ready to taxi. Not yet, but we'll get ready to. Let's go back here to the captain's seat. Frontwards view. Let's go down to the ground services, and then let's hit pushback. Let's do it. Let's do the drone camera. Can we see it? Go. Pushback has been accepted. Flight crew. Let's see if we can put it all right there. That works. Oh yeah, flight crew, whoever went to school today, welcome back to school. A little rough. Colleges are starting, we got high school starting. If you just went back to school, welcome back. Alright, pushback has been connected, flight crew. Let's jump back inside real quick, and then let's release that parking brake. Got it. Let's go back outside. AI should stop the parking pushback on himself. There isn't a lot of communication going on right now at this airport, so he should automatically just stop the pushback. If not, we'll stop it. Another, what, Delta, didn't that one just land? 2191 from Atlanta. Why is it coming down again? Pushback and stop, flight crew. Let's go back inside. Let's activate that parking brake. Let's look up and see where ground crew is. They are out from out under the plane. So let's go ahead and start the engine mode from the normal position. Let's put it in the start position. Let's go ahead and start engine 2. Let's go back inside the plane real quick, flight crew. Let's see if we can get some wipers going. We haven't used wipers for a minute. There you go. Engine 2 is available. Let's do engine 1. Let's cross-check everything, flight crew. That up. There we go. Just have to get these LEDs all illuminated. Beacon light still on. Nav light check. Let's go down here, flight crew, see what we got. AI is getting clearance to our taxi right now. We should see our taxi ribbon here in a second. There it is. Engine's at 12%. Let's check the flaps. Let's go down. Flaps, let's take those at 100%. Ground spoilers, let's bring those up and on. Make sure they're working. They already filled our gate already. Flight crew, look how fast they already filled our gate. Jeez, not a lot going on right now. They gotta fill that gate. All right. Spoilers are up, flaps are down. Those what we want to see. Let's put our flaps back up to 0%. Have the tablet do the rest. Spoilers and bring them up and armed and ready for takeoff. Engine mode back to the normal position. Taxi brakes are going to be on max. Let's zoom up here. Let's go ahead and turn off. Let's go ahead, you guys can see it. APU bleed comes off now. The APU master comes off. Turns off the APU available. Let's look at the ground crew. Let's do these thumbs up. Let's do the salute. We're out of here. Dome light is off. Let's hit our tablet. We're going to hit ready for taxi. That turns our runway lights on, puts our flaps down to 10%, puts our nose light in the taxi position. And then let's go ahead and hit the home button so we can tell how fast we are driving. There's our ground speed right there. We are going 0, obviously, and we need to go. That guy's this taxi. I believe we go to the right, flight crew. No, we're to the left, excuse me. Let's go to the left. Let's go. I'm going to go ahead and get the camera the way we like it. Here we go. Let's zoom up a little bit and go forward just a tad. There we go. Giving the engine some power. Let's release that parking brake. That is forward momentum, flight crew. Let's turn the plane. That rain, flight crew. That's just like the flight briefing we were talking about. So, oh, we missed it. On our departure, we have obviously another hard bank to the right. We don't ever have any straight departures. Why don't we have any straight outs? Because we keep going to these small little airports. When we fly out, we got to bank it to the right, flight crew. Bank it to the right, and then we go straight up to Boston. Straight shot up. And then we get to Boston, we fly past Boston Airport and do that famous U and come back around because we updated the flight plan, which makes us land against the wind. So once again, I will take blame on that for not knowing that you can't create a flight plan earlier in the day and execute it at night. Common sense, but I didn't put it together, so now we know. So this should, I'm gonna jinx it, it is what it is, be a way better landing than last night's because we'll be landing against the wind, which is what we want. So I said it, I threw it out there. There it is. It is what it is. It's still raining. That's spring. No, it's not that much. We can turn this off. It's not raining enough. It goes on. Light little annoying sprinkle. You know that sprinkle that's not enough for your wipers, but just enough to get in your line of vision. That's what we got. Alright, let's pan out. Virginia. Definitely the last time in Virginia. That's 2 trips within what, a week? 2 weeks of Virginia. We got Richmond in there, and we got Norfolk. Yeah, that's the most we've done in Vegas has probably been here a lot too much. Phoenix has probably been here a lot, but any of all places. But hey, let's give them a panoramic view. Let's do it. Definitely can honestly say we probably won't be back there. The other places we gotta go. We'll probably won't be back there. Hey, who knows? Who knows? Like, who knows? Alright, let's put this drone camera right here so you can see the results of our product and our takeoff. And we are just crawling. Looks like the rain let up a little bit. Flight crew, looks like we got a couple dots hitting, not much. Definitely not as much as we were getting at the gate. This is that nice, that pond they got going on, flight crew. What is that all about? Very nice. Let's see if we can get this straight so we can take a look at it. It's not too bad. Nice little scenery. Not bad, flight crew. There we go. It's not bad at all. Right now, ground speed, we're going 11 miles per hour. We coasting it. ATC just woke up. Someone's wanting the taxi. What the? That's supposed to be a tree flight crew? What is that supposed to be? Alright. Ah, look at that. Coming on in. Another fellow pilot. All right, I'm going to hit our engine to the neutral position. Let's go ahead and stop short here. Parking brake set. AI's on the tower, on the call with the tower right now, telling us to hold short. Roger Tower, Allegiant, 2898. We will hold short. Traffic's generic on the runway. I gotta remember that. Oh, we're going. Never mind. 86. We're out of here. Roger Tower, Allegiant, 2898. Clear for takeoff. Altimeter 29.86. All right, they cleared us to takeoff. Let's go ahead and get our electronic bag. Let's hit that on the home. Let's hit that on the settings. There it is, ready for takeoff. Hit it. Got it. Let's go back to the home position there. Let's go back to here, see what our takeoff speed's going to be. Tablet did everything else. Let's go ahead and hit our navigational log. Let's get our stopwatch going. Stopwatch is going. All right, flight crew, let's get the engine some power. Releasing parking brake. Electronic bag put us ready for taxi, ready for takeoff, which means our flaps are still at 10% for takeoff. And I turned our runway lights off. Our landing lights are on. Our nose light are in the takeoff position. Wing lights should be on, but they're off. We'll turn them on here in a second. And our strobe light is on. Let's make our call to the crew on board. Flight crew, prepare for takeoff. Flight crew, you guys prepare for a rolling takeoff. Alright, let's get straight, flight crew. Let's get straight. That works for me right there. Let's look up real quick. Let's get those wing lights on. Let's go. Going up alive. Actually, let's go to 50%. Engines at 50. Let's hold it. Engines at 50 are holding. All right, flight crew. Going up alive. Coming down the same way. Look to the right. Lever. Engine flex. Clear jet. There's V1. Let's rotate flight crew 15 degrees. Positive climb. Let's gears up. Let's go wheels up. Right, let's hold it 15 degrees. Don't forget we have that bank to the right coming up, flight crew. Flight crew, we just passed 1,200 feet, still in the flex position. Still holding 15 degrees on the takeoff. All right, flight crew, let's look down, look to the right. Let's put this back in the climb position. Let's dip the nose of the plane down a little bit. We could transition to the autopilot, but not. We're going to hold it and make this turn manually ourselves, flight crew. We're going to bring our nose down to 10%. 10 degrees, excuse me, 10%. Bring our nose down to 10 degrees. And we're going to hold there until we get above 215, then we'll go flaps clean. Alright, flight crew, we are going to be making a right here shortly. Let's go flaps clean on this. That's clean. We're going to transition to the autopilot. Yeah, we're going to have autopilot right there. Autopilot is engaged. Let's get our spoilers disarmed. See results of our takeoff. There we go, flight crew. Beautiful coming out. Let's jump back inside. Is that hard bake to the right, like I mentioned? I know I said we were going to take that manually, but the vector was too far out. We had to get our spoilers disarmed. We had to do everything ready for the climb, so I couldn't manually hold it much longer. We had to get the plane ready. So anyway, autopilot's got us taken care of. Look at that. That's the view right there. That is. I love that view. The belly of the plane turning up with the wings coming up on that, and then it's what, 15-degree turn. Probably less than that. Nice 10, 15-degree turn. Now we turn around and go right over the airport, right over Norfolk. Engine just died down, so we just hit 250 knots right there. Alright, let's take back inside. That's enough. Coming up on 7,500 feet, flight crew. Look at that turn. Look, this is where we should be. This is our flight path. We took off from here, and we were supposed to bank a turn. Look how wide of a turn we needed to make. And this is the actual flight path for this type of airline. So we have to make that wide of a turn to come back, and then come back on our flight path. Let's get our cruising altitude at 35,000 feet. We're going to hit that in the manage position and just manage our way up. Roger Tower, Allegiant 2898. We will continue as planned. Right now holding at 8,000 feet, climbing up to 35,000 feet. Look at those clouds, flight crew. Look at that. Jeez. Gnarly looking. Flight crew, 9,500 feet. Let's get our plane ready for free climbing, which means our landing lights go to the off position. Nose light goes to the off position as well. Wing lights come on. Beacon light stays on, nav light stays on, and logo light stays on. Fasten seatbelt sign stays on at this time, and so does the smoking light. Let's get our nautical range out to 10, since we are above at 10,000 feet, and let's get our speed up to 325 knots. That is going to be at 0.79 Mach. We get above, I believe it's 23,000 feet. Thank you. Alright, 325 knots is entered. We are above 10,000 feet. We are in free climb right now. We got us entered in 35,000 feet, which is our cruising altitude. We got it in the managed position, so it's just going to slowly take us up like it should. On our way up to our cruise. Right now, our speed is gaining. We should be going up. We are passing 250 knots right now. Perfect. It's gaining speed. Look at these clouds. Man, we're going to go right through them. No problem. It's nothing for Allegiant. Right, flight crew passing 12,300 feet. Right now, we just reached 325 knots. That's going to be our max speed. So we just reached that. That right now puts us at 409 miles per hour on the ground speed at this rate of climb. Rate of climb is 2,200 feet per minute. There's that big pocket of clouds. Look at that flight crew. Look at what we just flew through. Actually, we kind of came through here. Oh, look at that. Yeah, we kind of just came right through there, right? So we didn't really have to. I was gonna say that's some turbulence. Probably would have had there. There's the coast. We didn't get to see that on the flight. It was too dark, huh? Look at that. Going straight up to Boston, man. Boston. Gotta get that Boston. Like we just passed 15,000 feet. JetBlue 1294. They cruising up there. We'll get up there. Coming up on 17,500 feet, that means let's get our altimeter. We're going to put that in the standard position. Let's also get the train off at this time as well. As we're climbing, we'll put that in. Put that on the top of the descent as always. Climbing rate looks like we're at 1,000. It was like 1,900 feet per minute right now. Flight crew, 1,900 feet per minute, still holding 320. Back outside. There's the coast. You can see it. See what the wind's at, flight crew. Let's see where it's at. Let's go back to our electronic bag. Let's hit the home settings. Let's go over here to the weather. Right now we're at 32 knots. 32 knots on the wind. What did Simbri say it was supposed to be at? Wasn't it supposed to be like 60 something? Let's go back to our ground speed. Checking in on flight crew, checking in. We're on the slow Airbus crawl right now. We all know it. Right now we're climbing about 1,000, what is that, 1,400 feet per minute. 1,300 feet per minute. That nice slow Airbus crawl. Look at that. Nice and steady. We're still holding 325 knots, just so you're aware. We are still holding that, but nice and steady crawl right now. We got going. And pretty, yeah, we are straight into Boston until we have to do that big U-turn. See that flight crew? Right, we're right here. We're gonna go all the way up here to about right there, do a U-turn, and come back. Like I said, yeah, SimBrief said, I don't know. SimBrief said just barely over an hour. But Xbox said an hour and 41 minutes. So we do an over-under? Should we do an over-under? What should we take? I'll take whatever, not you flight crew take the opposite. You guys let me know. You want to take the over? That we're over. Hold up, hold up. SimBrief says hour and 13 minutes. You want to take the over? We're over an hour 13 minutes because Xbox says we're hour and 41. Or do we go under an hour and 13 minutes and match all the other flights that we've done and came closely, you know, within a couple minutes of actual SimBrief time? What do we do? Do you want to take the over or under, flight crew? I'll let you decide. $325 knots. We'll hold that all the way till descent, and then we'll slow down. So have that in your factoration skills as well. Clouds, man. Jeez. There's weather back east. Look at that. Yeah. Man. Oh, there's some clouds. Let's go back to this. Let's get quiet. Oh, sorry, flight crew. Hit the microphone. Apologize. How's the volume? Everything all right? How we doing over? I haven't checked it for a second. How we doing over here? Screen wave test. So create that as an emoji. No one has that in the emoji in their YouTube. Wave test. You should make that sound every time you put it. Wave test. Went up to 28,000 feet. Still got to go up to 35,000 feet, flight crew. The climb so far has been perfectly fine. I thought we would have a lot of turbulence with these, with the clouds and everything, and with the wind being what it's supposed to be. It's actually very, very nice. I'm almost tempted to take off the fasten seatbelt sign. You know what? We never rang it for the crew, didn't we? We got to do that. Crew can start preparing for services. We didn't do that when we got above 10,000 feet, did we? Did we ring the seatbelt sign one time for the crew? I don't think we did. They're just strapped back there hanging out doing their thing. We forgot to release them. I mean, it is an hour and 41 minute flight. I got time. Supposedly, I don't know. We'll see. Right, so we just released the crew. What else we got to cross check on, guys? What's the wind right now is blowing from the left to the right, going from, yeah, it's going from left to right. Looks like it's going from the It's blowing from the west to the east right now. So our left to the right. Alright, flight crew, I'm hitting mute. I'll be back in a sec. Flight crew, we got someone coming to the left of us right over here. I didn't see who it was. Envy. Nice. I don't know what that is. What is that? KII? Got me. Looks like we're climbing 1,000 feet per minute right now, flight crew. Our speed has dropped. We went from 325 knots. Now we're going Mach. Now we're going 0.79 Mach, which dropped us down to about, where they got us, about 290 knots right now. Maybe 295. Airlines. JetBlue in the top right over here, flight crew. Watch this guy. Hey, look at that. Whew. There we go. This guy blends in with the clouds. Flight crew, you know what time it is. It's over there. You see it in the clouds. They're getting darker. It's getting darker, flight crew. Where's our? I was almost gonna say a pinkish hue. What? No, where's our iron color? What's a good name we can call that sunset? Our sunsets. What should we call it? We can't just call it sunsets. We gotta be unique. We gotta call it like. It will come. Give it some time. Trust the process. Let's go. Let's go. Roger, Washington Center. Allegiant 29. I can't remember. Allegiant 2898. Holding at 30 at 5,000 feet. Roger, Washington Center, Allegiant 296. We will continue. Coming up on our cruising altitude flight briefing. We are coming up. Let's see how long that took us to get up there. We were at 22 minutes. 22 minutes to get up to cruising altitude 35,000. Since we're going up right now, and we really have no turbulence, nothing going on. This has been so smooth. No reason. Let's take the fast seatbelt sign off. Might as well do it already. Let's make the call like we always do. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now free to move about the cabin. We do ask though, if you do not need to get up and move about the cabin, you stay in your seat with your seat belt fastened, just in case we hit unexpected turbulence. Alright, flight crew. Cruising time. Let's go over our cruising flight briefing and see if there's anything that we need to report or anything we need to go over. So, paddle down, let's grab our little electronic bag. Oh, you see that? Ooh. That's why I hate cords. This is why I hate cords. Alright, so, here we go. Let's get this pulled up. Alright, flight crew. First off, if you just jumped on board the stream, if you just jumped on board the flight, welcome. I'm Phoenix Black Knight. I'm your captain for today's flight and your host for today's stream. We are at cruising altitude. We're going over a cruising altitude briefing. Alright, flight crew. Let's see what we got so far. So we're up 35,000 feet. Seatbelt sign is off. Passengers are free to move about the cabin. Distance, once again, we're flying is 506 nautical miles. If you're just joining us, wind should be at 48 knots. We just checked. We didn't check at cruising altitude. We'll check it as soon as I get done here. We'll check it. But Sim Brief says it's be at 48 knots. My crew. 172 passengers on today's flight. We got the bulk fuel of 16,252 pounds. Total payload of 39,560 pounds. Just a refresher, we just took off of runway 23 out of Norfolk, Virginia with the transition of school. When we come down into Boston is where we're headed. When we come down to Boston, they want us down on ILS runway 22 left with the transition of Roebuck, R-O-B-U-C. Weather right now. It was raining when we left out of Virginia. It was raining with 83 degrees. When we go down to Boston, it's supposed to be 82. Partly sunny in the Boston. Didn't mention any rain or anything like that. Didn't mention any wind advisories or anything like that. So hopefully we have a nice descent going into Boston with partly sunny skies with that. All right, flight crew. That is it for the flight briefing. And that is it for me. You know, we do not. I'm going to hit the microphone on mute. I'll be interacting with chat. If you want to interact, go ahead and hit something in chat, and I'll read it out loud and answer it on stream. But if not, enjoy the sounds of the game, enjoy the sounds of the ATC, and enjoy the views. And I will see you guys on descent. See you then. Roger, Washington Center. Allegiant Airline 2898. We are at 35,000 feet. Roger. Allegiant Airlines 2898. We will continue as planned. Let's go over the wind. Let me show you that real quick. Wind right now is at 42 knots, and Sim Brief said it was at 48. So that's pretty close. Pretty close there. And let me show you the ground speed real quick. Since we're at cruising altitude and going straight ground speed, we are holding at 500 miles per hour on the ground speed right now. 500 on the ground speed. That must mean the wind is blowing with us. It is. Look at that flight crew. Let me zoom in so I can show you what I'm talking about. So when we went to land last time we went to last night, right? Wind was blowing this way, which is up like that, which means it's going from tail to the nose of the plane, right? So usually you want to land with that blowing against you, right? So that's the reason why we're going to Boston. We're making that big U-turn, so that way we are going against the wind. Last night, that was blowing with us, and every time we have the wind blowing with us, it blows our nose down. Every time we go to flare, now, it's like 40 feet, 30 feet, it's like, nope, nose going down. Every time the wind's going that way when we land. So that's what I was trying to, hopefully, you guys get that on those other videos. If you go back and watch that now and listen to what I say, the wind's blowing with us, it's not, pop, puts us down. Weird. I don't know why. But anyway, this is what we want to see. Like I said, we're going to stop that now because we're going to do the updated sim briefs, our flight plans right before we take off. So that way we know exactly what the weather. We're not going to build it at 8 o'clock in the morning and try to fly it at 9 o'clock at night. That's not a smart thing to do. I should have put that together. We'll move on from that. But anyway, so with that being said, the sim brief is already giving me hope that the wind is blowing with us right now. And then when we turn into Boston, fly over Boston, do a U-turn to come back, we should be going back against the wind, which should help us with that landing so we don't get that automatic push down. So I'm already feel confident that the sim brief was already working with that. So I like it, flight crew. Like it. Now we messed up our view. So let's go up a little bit and then let's go forward just a little bit. And okay, flight crew. Alright, 504 ground speed. I'm muting it. See you guys in the chat, and I'll see you on the send. Actually, back flight crew. We are flying in cloud coverage. We're technically not supposed to be flying in cloud coverage. We should be asking for either a higher or a lower altitude. You're not supposed to be flying in cloud. We are. Are we in? I don't know when we would break this. This is when we would get on with ATC and be like, hey, we're flying in the clouds. We're not supposed to. What is a good level for us, the altitude to fly at? Get out of these clouds, and maybe the tails go up or down. Since the simulation, we don't have live ATC on. I'm really going to go on mute now, and I'm really not going to talk anymore. report. Our ground speed is 532 miles per hour, which means we're getting a tailwind push. We are. Oh, that's us. Roger, Tower. Allegiant Airlines descend and maintain flight level 20. Oh, what did they say? 26,000 feet and keep speed not above 2,000 knots, of not above 250 knots. All right, let's see what they said. I think myself that was too many numbers going through flight crew and listening at the same time. All right, they don't want to speed above 260 knots, and they want us down at 29,000 feet. I had 26. 29 entered. We got 250 knots entered. We're going to keep 250 knots. We'll keep that all the way into approach, flight crew. All the way to approach. Then we'll pull back to 200. Since we're descending, train comes on at this time. Yeah, let's do it. Seatbelt sign comes on. Flight crew, prepare for descent. Flight crew, we are still descending. Obviously, we are still. We just passed 31,100 feet, still going down to 29,000 feet. It's holding 250 knots still. Roger Tower, descend and maintain flight level 23,000 feet. Keep speed not above 2509. Allegiant 2898. Alright, flight crew, they want us down to 23,000 feet and our speed not above 250 knots. So a good thing we already held it there. Look at that, flight crew. Look at that. These clouds. Remember, it's supposed to be partly sunny going into Boston. Partly sunny with the degrees of, I think it's supposed to be like 84, 86, something like that. Look at this. Ground speed has dropped, flight crew. Since we pulled our speed back, we're going 431 miles per hour on the ground speed. Roger Tower, descend and maintain flight level 13,000. Allegiant 292898. Alright, let's get down, flight crew. Let's get down. Still going to hold 250 knots. I'm pretty sure we can hold this all the way down until we get to our approach. They are getting us down to 13,000 feet right now. So the question is, do we... Yeah, we pull it 15... when we get to 13,000 feet, we'll pull our speed back to 200 knots, and we'll put us at flaps 1 at that time. That way it's already there. I'm going with one floodlight just to be safe. One notch up. What a descent, flight crew. What a descent. Even on this descent, it's very smooth, not choppy at all. But look at this. Look at that sunset with this descent. Look at that. Look at the ocean right there. Oh, Boston doing it right too. Roger Tower, descend and maintain 4,000 feet, Allegiant 2898. Respect ILS runway. Alright, flight crew, they want us down to 4,000 feet. I pulled our speed back to 200 knots. They still haven't given us our altimeter yet. Oh, they're going to give it to us now. Here we go. Hang on a second. 90. Roger, Boston Center, Allegiant 2898, altimeter 29.90. Alright, still pulling our speed back, flight crew. We're descending, but very little. I'm pulling our speed back till we get below 215 knots. Look to the right. Let's turn our levers, ready for the reversers. As soon as we get below it, about right 215, there it is. Let's go flaps 1, and then let's start descending down to 4,000 feet. Descent rate right now is 2,200 feet per minute. Ground speed is about 260 knots. It looks like 260 miles per hour. Sorry. Nautical range out to 20 and pulled it within 10. Get that done now. The way we do got our train on as well. We do have our throttle pulled back to R, ready for the reversers. Come up here. We do have the strobe light on. We have the beacon light. We have the. Let's turn our wing lights on. We can actually turn our wing lights on. Now wing lights don't come on yet. Let's wait a second. Wing lights stay off. All right. Everything's good until we get 10,000 feet. Then we'll light it up. 266 miles per hour on the ground. Love it, I love it. It's perfect amount of cloud coverage too. Perfect. Alright, flight crew, we'll just keep going down. We gotta get down to 4,000 feet. Right now we're at 11,700, holding about 200 knots. Actually, we've gone up speed since then. We're at 215, 216 knots right now because we're descending. Let's activate approach. 10,400 feet. Let's get the landing lights on. Let's get the nose light to the takeoff position. Wing lights come on now. Strobe light stays on. Beacon light and nav light stays on. Runway lights, the only thing that does not come on at this time. Look at that sunset, flight crew. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And there's our runway. Flight crew should be right there in front of us, right there. Beautiful. (6,400 feet flight crew, still getting down to 4,000 feet. We are holding 200 knots. (5,700 feet flight crew. We are, it looks like we are 13 miles outside the runway. As soon as we get to close to the 4,000 feet, I'm going to pull our speed back to 135 knots and go flaps full. Alright, 4,500 feet, there it is. I'm going to pull our speed back to 135 knots. That is entered, and then we're going to go pull our flaps down. Yep, let's go flaps 2. Let's go flaps 3. We got flaps 4. Up. They didn't give us gears down. They haven't given us clearance to land yet, but I'm preparing the plane anyway. Flight crew. Those are gears. Nice. Reversers. I'm taking over the plane. Flight slope is engaged. Flight crew. Let's get it. Check. Wind blowing from the right to the left, flight crew. Right to the left, so we gotta fight it to the right a little bit. Gotta get down a little bit. We're still super high on our glide slope. There we go, flight crew. Let's get it down a little bit. Straighten out. Alright, dip it down again. Continue with 1,000 feet. Get to the right, get to the right. Wind's going to push us to the left. Alright, flight crew. Continue. Wheels down, nose down, reversers. You know how we do it, left side of that road. Reversers on. Well, guys. Back on the middle of the runway side, should have been on the reversers a little bit. That breaks my elbow a little bit. Alright, let's get the reversers stowed. And we'll take this exit, one of these exits right here. One to the right. Take this turn right here, flight crew. Oh, flight crew, we gotta do it. You ready? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome down Boston. Alright, let's manually stop the plane. Let's go ahead and activate the parking brake. Flight direction can come off. ILS localizer can come off. Let's go clean up our lights. Landing runway lights can come on. Landing lights go to the restricted position. Nose light goes to the taxi position. Wing lights come off. Strobe light comes off. Beacon light and nav light stays on. APU bleed master. APU bleed comes on. APU master. APU start. Flaps go to 10% for taxi. And then let's get our spoiler. Ground spoilers up. Taxi brake on. And then let's get our clearance to our gate. Boston ground, taxi to the gate. Here we go. Look at that sunset. Look at that, you guys. We even beat the sun down. Beat the sun down. Alright, we're going to gate 22. Left side of the runway. When the wind was, yeah, we always land on the left side of the runway now. The very beginning of our flights, we were always on the right side, overcompensating for the wind. Now we overcompensated, went to the far left side. We'll get it in the middle. It's just, we'll get it. We'll get it. Oh, we got someone hit up in chat. Someone's, you're landing. Never mind, I figured it out. What do you mean you figured it out? What do you mean? What you got, man? Alright, that wasn't even bad of a taxi flight crew. We're just right there. Look at that. Crossing over a runway. United Airlines just popped up in front of us. We'll make sure not to run into them. All right, flight crew, this is us. Let's take it in. Looks like we got ground crew waiting for us. That's always good to have that load. Our catering service does our baggage service. Let's see where we're at. Where's our... We got no line to guide us in. All right. What's gonna... Here's the marshal. Set straight. Can't see, homie. Go. Alright, what's up? We're stopping. Parking brake is set. Engine to the neutral position. Let's turn R. Dome light on. Beacon light, nav light come off. Nose lights come off, and our strobe light comes off. Testing the seatbelt sign comes off. And the ground flaps up. Perfect. Let's kill engine 1. Up, flaps are clean. Engine 1's killed. Wait for it below 20%, we'll kill engine 2. There it goes. Let's kill engine 2. Come over here to the electronic bag flight crew. Let's hit the home page and hit the ground crew. Let's get our GP unit. Let's get our cones. Let's get the AC unit. That's already here. Let's turn on our lights. Alright, let's get the catering service to pick up the garbage, and then let's pan out here so you can see it. Let's go to the ATC, ground services, and baggage services. Baggage is coming. Let's get home again, flight crew. Let's go to settings, and let's go to cold and dark so we can see what our actual flight time was. Now, an hour and 9 minutes. Why was there a discrepancy? What? I don't understand it. All right, let's sum it up, flight crew. Let's sum it up. This is what we have. Sim brief says we should have finished that flight in an hour and 13 minutes. An hour and 13 minutes. We finished that in an hour and 9 minutes and 40 seconds. So on time. Sim brief. Xbox S said when we put this flight plan, it's supposed to be an hour and 41 minutes. Is what Xbox S said. So between the hour and 41 minutes, the hour and 13 minutes on sim brief, and the block time an hour and 41 minutes, we finished it in an hour and 9 minutes. So we were due for a win. We were due for on time arrival. Not only on time, we were early. So great job, flight crew. Let's talk about the flight real quick. On the takeoff, no problem whatsoever. It was very smooth on the takeoff, and the descent and landing was very smooth as well. We didn't have any problems coming. We were high on the glide slope. We had to manually bring that nose of the down a little bit for the plane so that made our speed go from 130 up. We hit about 150 at one point, 150 knots coming down on that glide slope, which is pretty fast. I don't know why we were so high. They want us down to 4,000, starting at 17,000 feet, and we got our way down, but we were able to fix it. Oh, we got a chat. Hold on, man. I got you. FYI, your strobe light stay lights known as are on. FYI, sorry, let me read this out loud. FYI, your strobe lights stay on until you are at the gates. ESP if you will be crossing an active runway like you just did. Thank you, my man. Thank you so much. Keep them on all the way to the gate. We can do that. We can do that. I've heard mixed on both of them, but thank you for the information. We'll do that next flight. Keep the strobe lights, especially when crossing the runway. I definitely understand that. So we'll keep the strobe lights on when we're crossing the runway, and we'll keep them on until we get to the gate. I've actually seen that before. So thank you for being part of the community, and thank you for the information. I appreciate that, man. From Phoenix Black Knight to you. Thanks. All right, guys, that is it. Hour and 9 minutes. We got it. We're up to date. Let's do this, flight crew. Today's Monday, right? We're flying again Tuesday. We're off Wednesday again Thursday. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of the game. Enjoy the sounds of the APU powering down and the baggage crew and everything like that. Enjoy all that, and I will see you guys tomorrow when we take out of Boston into somewhere else. I don't know where we're going, but it's always fun and always fun to do it. So I hope you liked the content. If you did, hit that subscribe, hit that follow. I love you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow's flight. All right, love you guys. Until then, I will see you later. I'm out. Logging off.